Hi peeps, Bogdan here. Welcome to Watch Me AI, the new little project I decided to start. It's pretty experimental, maybe chaotic, no big master plan, but pretty ambitious. The idea came from the simple feeling that everyone, basically all the social medias, keep talking about AI, and I'm really obsessed about it. There are several cool podcasts about AI, but they are usually long conversations, people from big tech companies, a lot of talking. So I want to achieve something different and more useful here. Short, quick episodes, real workflows, screen on, what tools people are using, what prompts, what breaks, what actually saves time. Also, to be honest, this project is a little bit selfish to me as well, since I want to connect with a lot of cool people. And I want both me and you learn how to AI by watching other people actually using AI in a cool way. So the format of this podcast is pretty simple. I invite IT professionals, marketers, product managers, builders, founders, engineers, basically anyone. And they show their real AI workflows live on the screen. We ask questions, we iterate, the things might work, the things might fail, and we figure out the stuff together. And if you are watching this and thinking, hey, I kind of use AI in a cool way, DM me, reach out to me, let's record the episode and showcase it to the world. I'm pretty excited to see what you are building or how you are experimenting with the AI. Also, since this will be the first episode, the feedback is more than welcome. So, comments, ideas, criticism, shoot everything at me. And let's start with the first episode. Today's guest is someone I work with closely for years. We've been working on different projects. Meet Vlad Ilnitskiy. He's the co-founder and chief product officer at Muraena. Vlad is a technical product leader with a strong engineering mindset. I would say he started his journey as a developer and then transformed more product and business oriented professional. And recently, he's been deeply experimenting with AI workflows and AI agents, especially Claude Code workflows. Each time we've been having chat with Vlad, I was going away with the full head of wow, how is it even possible after hearing about all this? So yeah, today we are gonna just look at one of the tasks that Vlad uses AI to solve for, and let's see how it fits into engineering, thinking, and work. So Vlad, happy to welcome you. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Bogdan. Thank you for having me. It's always great feeling to be the first guest on someone podcast, yeah, I can briefly introduce myself. My name is Vlad, and I'm founder of Muraena.ai. Muraena is basically a sales intelligence platform for small sales teams, for individual SDRs, and you can think of us like alternative to ZoomInfo or Pola, but more straightforward, more affordable, designed for startups. Yeah.
Yeah, I know pretty much what Murata is, but thanks for introduction. Yeah, we've been working, I don't know, maybe for 1.5 years together on promoting the Murena in the past. And currently, how does your day-to-day work looks like?
So, in the context of AI, I would say that it changed everything a lot because just simple example, even 1 year ago, we already had these AI systems like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. But 1 year ago, when I wanted to deploy some new feature to Murena, I still needed like team of engineers, basically. I needed front-end developer, DevOps, something like that, designer. But now, if I have Fusion, I basically just talk to Claude Code and it do it in one shot. So it's kind of changed everything because now at least some minor fixes or some basic new pages, for example, I can handle myself without needing a team, and that's great, I think.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. And I kind of feel it for myself that I already cannot keep up with the AI development and the AI progress. So, for example, I tried the Claude Code and watched some videos around it. But yeah, on the next day, they released the OpenClaw agent that can do much, much more. And I'm just, wow, how can I put this in my head and understand how it works? So you're basically saying that like the last year, it's been the year when you realized, yeah, the AI can really change the way I work. That was the
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah, and like it's a constant FOMO, as you mentioned, because every day I wake up, I check like X and I see like, wow, people built something else. I need to try that. And also I tried Claude Code about 4 months ago, and it's like drugs because I cannot stop vibe coding, adding some new features, and that's crazy because it's really it's streamlined like engineering process a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I even saw some posts from the folks really getting addicted to vibe coding, especially with the Claude Code,
Yeah,
and spending like it's kind of new gambling, but for people with real jobs and real money.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Let's switch to some of the problems or tasks that you are solving. Maybe if you can get the overview of some tasks or recurring responsibilities and how they looked like before and how do they look like right now when you have the AI helper in place.
Yeah, good question. So Muraena is very data heavy business, and we have a bunch of data providers from which we license our B2B data. We source some part of our data in-house. There are some complicated data pipelines in place to transform data, normalize, clean it. So it's not the easiest engineering project, I would say. And AI helps a lot on all stages of the funnel of data transformations because, first of all, some services started adding AI like agents in their workflow. Like we use ClickHouse, it's database optimized for big data, and they integrated some AI features inside their product. Aside from this, like when we develop our like transformation pipelines on Python, we also use Claude Code to validate everything. And the most funny part is that our engineers started like they are forgetting how to write code manually because now you just communicate with Claude Code. If you have clear understanding what you want to build, and if you have uh, technical understanding of architecture, then you don't need to write code anymore. Like Claude Code will handle everything from design to QA basically. Personally, for me, I would say that I started working it more as a marketing partner because it helps to like optimize copy to make more targeted approach in marketing, and so it's my kind of marketing companion right now.
Interesting to hear that you, as a technical person, found the use case actually to use it for more marketing stuff besides the technical that you already use for. Okay, and the next part, just for everyone to know, the idea of the podcast is to kind of show the workflows and how do they actually work on the screen in real time. So Vlad, can you show us something real? Can we watch you AI right now? What are we
Yeah.
going to see?
So I was thinking what I can show, and like I think you mentioned you didn't get a chance to try Claude Code yet. So I just want to briefly introduce you to Claude Code, show like general workflow how I interact with it, and also on Murena we have landing page, and I think it's a bit outdated. So today I would try to change copy on this landing page, just small minor tweaks, to enhance it to make it like bolder, and maybe we'll have time to do something else. So let me share my screen. So this is our current landing page, not the best one you have seen in your life, probably.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember working on it like 2 years just as a placeholder, and then we just left it like is.
yeah, yeah. So this is basically my workstation. I use Visual Studio Code, and here is plugin Claude Code. By the way, most engineers use Claude Code in terminal, but I prefer this approach. It's more convenient for me. So this is new session of Claude Code, and I just know that this is the page that we need to change. So I will just put something like, I think. up page 36. Think like digital marketer. Improve code, but without design changes. Let's do it like that for now. Like this. And by the way, I can start new session while that session is in progress. Let's just ask Claude Code what it can do, just like for fun. Tell me about your capabilities. So let's check previous. As you can see, like you can check thinking process, you can see what's going on. It tries to find where different kind of sections are located. By the way, it's not the easiest project. It's big enough, so sometimes it may take some time for it to dig into it and understand what's going on in general.
Yeah, sure. Let it take his time.
Yeah, so here you can see Claude Code running inside the VS Code environment. I can read files, of course, some basic stuff, terminal, web browser. By the way, not all people know, but you can give eyes to Claude Code by installing special plugin into the system, and it will be able to open browser, take screenshots. So basically, it's like full-fledged front-end developer.
Wow. Can it also function as a backend developer and help with the backend stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the easiest for him.
Okay.
What this project is about? Tell in you. So let's check what we have there. As you can see, it started editing files. It developed some plan, like improve header section copy, improve about section, improve features. So we can just leave it here. First is already done. Let's wait for the results. Pretty simple, I would say.
I love how it says vibing when loading.
Yeah, it's always different verbs there. So you can see I asked what this project is about, and it understood it pretty well. AI-powered B2B sourcing platform, Rapid landing marketing website, tech stack, and so on. So quite easy. So let's wait what we have here. And by the way, I can show a few other things. You can turn on and turn off thinking process. I always use it turned on because it's like higher quality. And you can also switch models. I always use Opus 4.6. It's like the latest one, the most high quality model, but also most expensive.
By the way, we touched a little bit on the addiction to the Claude Code. What does it cost you for your like regular day-to-day job tasks? Is it hit in your pocket hardly, or more or less manageable, and you didn't notice this?
So I'm using Max subscription. I was on Pro, but it was not enough. They have some hard limits. So Max subscription for now costs me 100 per month, and it's manageable. So let's see. It finished. All changes look good. Let's read what it wrote. Copy change before after. So okay, it gave us some summary. Run server locally, so I can take a look. I'm not an engineer. I don't know even how to run it locally, so I will ask Claude Code.
You're lying, but for the sake of experiment, okay.
Okay, open. Okay, it changed our copy. Let's see. Let's compare. You can generate high quality leads 10x faster. Describe your ideal customer. We will find thousands of them. So first thing, we will ask him to make this shorter because it's too big. You
Yeah,
shouldn't need 50 filters to find good leads. Just describe what you want to sell. Muraena.ai search. It's pretty good, I think.
yeah.
Everything you,
Describes pretty
every
well.
Also, everything you need to fill your pipeline also good. Some changes in phrasing I see while sales teams. So I think changes are good in general, but in here it's shorter. And by the way, you can send screenshots like this. Oh, I need to hold shift. So, the general workflow with Claude Code is always iterating because it's not possible to create very detailed prompt from the first step, but I prefer to work this way. I I use it as engineering partner because I ask to do something without very detailed instructions. It tries to implement. When I want to deploy some complicated feature which requires like changes in different places, like on backend and on front end, I always use plan mode because it's like plan mode is basically separate agent that is run by Claude Code in order to check the requirements, check the code base, and create very good detailed plan. I think it's easier even for me to work according to the plan, not speaking about AI system. So it's changed this. Okay, so now it's decent.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can do also some other thing. Um, we are about to run a newsletter in Muraena, so let's try to do something like when users spend more
Hey.
than five, more than 5 seconds on landing page, pop-up model window asking to subscribe to our newsletter. Very standard flow and leave email. It should.
By the way, how good is Claude Code with the design tasks? For example,
Oh,
if we are taking another like more let's say front end oriented or more non-technical people oriented tools like Lovable, Bolt, and Replit, I tried. They are pretty decent, I would say, in the UI and UX design.
that was a place where I was mostly frustrated at Claude Code because it was really hard for him for it to build something meaningful on front end in terms of design, UI, UX flow, and so on. So, but just recently I solved this problem by installing a special plugin for Claude Code. It's called Playwright or something like that. Basically, it's programmatic access to Chrome browser for Claude Code. So it gives him eyes. So you can ask to design a landing page. It will put some code in place, but then it will open Chrome and check what's going on there, so it's really improved the process.
Wow.
Check what it done. So, oppa, okay. Let's refresh the page. 5 seconds and we will see some results. Not appear in the same session. Okay,
Okay. Yeah, it
let's,
went a couple of steps forward. Yeah, you didn't ask for that, but it
yeah,
implemented.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's very, and by the way, I really want to try Codex from OpenAI because they have kind of different philosophy and soul with Claude Code. Claude Code is very eager to do something. I asked just for pop-up window and it already added some logic on top of it. So it's like, it always tries to do more than I asked. While Codex from OpenAI, from what I heard, it's more like thoughtful process. It may take 10 minutes to check the project, check everything, and after that it starts slowly working, but work is more high quality than Claude Code. That's what I heard.
And didn't have time to check out and try the codex, but it also heard the positive feedback about that. So once
Yeah,
maybe this will be further another session. If you try the codex and have some insights, let's do another one.
sounds good. By the way, here you can see the result. It's okay, like stay ahead of the curve, get sales tips. So just as we asked, some simple pop-up window, like in the design of the landing page, so it simply works like
Okay,
that.
and if you have the, for example, the CRM tool in place, you can also connect it here, set up the integration, so you can proceed and actually get to the point when it will be all done through the prompts in Claude Code,
Hmm.
and you will get the real email to your inbox when you submit yours. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool, super cool workflow, Vlad. Thank you. I see that a lot of people sharing that it's becoming more and more useful for product marketers, grow marketers, and so on. So I'm gonna give it another try.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
overall, like just to understand the Claude Code, you seem to be pretty comfortable using it and knowing about all of its features. For everyone watching us, how do they can get comfortable with the Claude Code?
I think, just mm, like try, and that's it on some tasks that you do in everyday life. Because I think Claude Code is useful not only for engineering works, it may be useful for anything. Even recently, CEO of Anthropic, I think, mentioned that everyone in their company uses Claude Code, even product people, marketers. So it's the right approach, I would say. Everyone should try to do it on some everyday tasks and to see like if that like if that can be applied at all or not for non-technical work, because that's interesting question.
At Muraena. How did it get started? And maybe for other team leaders also watching us, how can you bring the adoption of the AI, namely the Claude Code, to the company, to the engineering team?
That's tough question. It's always good to understand how to improve adoption of some technology inside the company. I can speak from my side. As a co-founder, it starts from me. So I first started using it. I started digging into it. Then I shared with my partners. Then I shared with engineers, like, hey, you can try that. Just like it will improve your work. It will make you more effective. All engineers are basically are very lazy people inside their soul. That's obvious, like, because you don't want to do any physical job, you just develop something. But with Claude Code, it's like it's just easier to work. You become more effective. You don't need to write code manually, so it's no brainer for me.
Hmm. How do you think the product development and engineering with all of these tools evolving will change in the next? I don't know if I can even say few years. In few years, it can be a completely different world, but maybe in 1 year.
People are going to stop writing code manually. First of all, that's for sure, like 100%. Engineers, I mean, software engineers and all related roles will transform a lot, like, because product people will be able to ship features, to deploy something. Marketers will be able to run some experiments by their own without need of engineers. So this area will transform a lot, and not in a good way for engineers, I would say. Let's see how things changing, but it's definitely very interesting what will be next.
Thank you, Vlad, for the Live
Thank
walkthrough.
you.
Thank you for the insights, and thank you for joining me. For everyone
Yeah.
who enjoyed the overview from Vlad, you can find him on LinkedIn and on X. I will link it down below. I will also link some summary and maybe prompts below, so you can try and replicate it in your own workspace. And Vlad recently started to write some X posts, also related to
Mhm.
the, let's say, AI and tech. So you better give him a follow up and enjoy reading.
Thank you. Thank you, Bogdan.
Thank you. It was Watch Me AI, Watch Vlad AI podcast. See you next episode.
Yeah. Bye bye.